up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now today we're gonna be doing something new. As you can tell, we've got a little bit of a different setup here, and that is mainly because of the fact that I really wanted to show you guys my favorite makeup look going into 2019. Now in years past, I've played around with a bit of a heavier makeup. I've done a lot of things to my face that maybe I should not have done, especially not in public. Regardless, this time around, I really wanted, I guess, me to come first. I wanted people to see my skin before they saw any kind of makeup. Now, I did want to go ahead and throw 3 different variations of the same look at you. Something with a statement lip, a statement eye, and as you can see right here, a very, very loud statement highlighter. Just watch to see how all of that unravels later down the line. But regardless, let's go ahead and toss this back to Pass Rob. Alrighty, so a couple quick disclaimers. This is my first time filming in this kind of setup, so just know the mirror that I'm gonna be using is right there because I can't do everything through the viewfinder of my camera. The toilet is down there and we've got a big old ring light over here. Next up, you're gonna see some weird things. As you can see right here, I've got some Velcro pinning my hair back. And for anybody out there who has a really kind of like coarse hair that does not want to be controlled, I love putting Velcro in wet hair to kind of like hold it down so it doesn't puff up or do anything too crazy. So just keep in mind it's gonna be kind of odd, and also, like I said, it's my first time in this kind of setup, so if things are a little bit rough, I'm very sorry, but without ado, let's go ahead and jump on in. Now, the way that I like to handle my skin is I want it to look like skin. There are so many foundations that I've tried on out there, and I'm not trying to like read anybody on YouTube or Instagram or anything, but I don't like being able to see foundation on my face. Now, in the past year, I've worn some pretty like medium to full coverage things that were really glossy and really dewy. So when you took a look at me in real life, I kind of looked like I was made out of plastic. And that's not necessarily the look that I'm trying to bring into this year. Different kind of energy. So I'm gonna be using something that makes my skin look like it's got a soft filter on it. You know kind of like that Instagram filter where it just smooths everything out. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. We're gonna be achieving that today with MAC Face and Body. Now, there are a couple other products that I really do like for that, like the Glossier Skin Tint. And, oh, I forgot to pull it out because I'm never ready. The Mega Cushion by Wet n Wild. This one is kind of like the drugstore alternative. Glossier is even glossier than the MAC Face and Body, but MAC Face and Body is just kind of like a great all-around staple. So I got the big bottle. I like them big, you know how it goes. So the way that I apply this to my skin is, number 1, I do have moisturizer all over my face, as you can see already, but you can clearly see that there is some discoloration on my skin. Now, this is not going to make all of that go away. However, it is going to filter it so that it looks a little bit softer. Now, as I'm working it into the skin, this is a weird thing about Face and Body, is that legitimately, it kind of like goes on your skin very liquidy. Then, as it kind of like sets, it gets a little bit thicker and a little bit more like, I guess the word for it would be viscous. And that's kind of like your sign that it's done. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like blur that on like one side of my face. And then I actually want to show you the back of my hand. So I'm using this MAC Face and Body in C4. I really should be using it in C3, but the number 1 thing you should know about this is it does slightly oxidize. And I don't know if you can see it on my hand, but this is like the color of the normal one, and then it kind of darkens up just like half a shade darker. Now, one thing that you'll notice here is this is really liquidy. This is kind of thicker. So what I like to do as it kind of thickens up, I like to like pat it into the areas that I do have a little bit more coloration in. So you almost have like this liquid that turns into this cream, and so I use like the creamy portion to go ahead and kind of blur out some of the areas that I have a little bit more pigment in. Now, you're probably looking at this on camera and you're like, Rob, what the fuck are you talking about? I see absolutely nothing. But from my perspective, like you can see the clear pigmentation here, and then everything here is just a little bit softer. Also keep in mind, I do have rosacea and fairly sensitive skin, so what happens when I touch my skin is it does get a little bit redder. So what I actually do is I let all of my makeup kind of like set, and then I give it a minute to go ahead and calm down. So let me go ahead and work this on that side of skin, but I think you can kind of see it. Like this side is definitely a little bit less red and splotchy looking, like while this side, you know, rosacea's coming to see you for dinner. It's like, hello, how are you doing? So let's go ahead and blend that in. Now, like I was saying, this is a little bit more satiny than the Glossier skin tint, which I do absolutely love. But I do have to say, because of the fact that I have so much skincare on underneath, it is reading very, very shiny. Oh, I'm looking so glossy right now. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, so as you guys can see, the face is very shiny, very filtered. It's not as kind of like splotchy as you saw earlier, but it's not devoid of color. So you can see there's still some redness on my cheeks and a little bit around my nose. Maybe we'll work on that. So the next product that I'm going to be using is Glossier's, I believe it's the Stretch Concealer in this thing. If you like glossy, but you also want some kind of like coverage, I love the Stretch Concealer. For some reason, the top of my lip always looks like it has some weird shadow in every photo. I hate it. So let's just put some there just so that I know I tried to do something, you know? I put in the effort, right? Now, if I really wanted to get rid of the redness, if I really wanted to push, like, oh, everything's 100% perfect, I would go ahead and tap some of this on to my cheek areas. And basically that would just further dull down any redness that comes in there. I'm using the shade Dark, by the way. Yeah, that's right. This shade is considered dark by Glossier. What is wrong with you, Glossier? So I just tap this into the cheek area and just kind of blend all of that out. Of course, I need to look in the actual mirror to make sure that I've done a good job. Y'all might be seeing it on camera right now and you're like, Rob, it's not blended, it's not blended. Listen, I'm working out of like a little viewfinder. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, even if it's just in the viewfinder, I still think that I did it pretty good. This is like brainless makeup. Anybody could do this. Alright, so now that I'm done with complexion, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the base with a little bit of contour. That's right. No powderation is gonna happen here. We like to keep this glow. But as you can see, I have this really gross Dusty Z palette. And what I like to do when it comes to my contours is I will buy maybe like 1 or 2 contour singles, because I don't wanna fucking buy like a 4 or 5 pan palette that has like highlighting powders and contour shades that just are either too dark for me or too light for me. So I just like to go ahead and buy the singles. I know that Anastasia Beverly Hills used to be able to do it. I know that you can currently get Kat Von D contour powders on Sephora.com. I know she's kind of canceled, but you know, I'm not gonna throw away my pan until I'm done with it. So as you can see right here, we have, this is Kat Von D's contour powder in Sombre. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills in Mink. And then this over here, I believe, is Hoola. That's more of a bronzer, which I don't really use much of these days, but you can use that as a contour too. I feel like the shades are all fairly cool enough that you can pull it all off. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in, and I don't do anything too crazy. Oh my God, maybe I need to just start doing this in the mirror. By the way, if you can see this right here, this is just my face being stained because that's how my face is. So that's actually what I use to follow my contour. So as you can see, I just go and I actually start the contour back in my hairline, and I kind of just bring it forward just a little bit, just a tint or tiny bit, and we just blend it in. I don't do anything too crazy. Man, back in the day when I would do my contour, like I would go in, like when you saw me do my contour, like I would make that shit intense, and I would bring it forward and I would bring it down, and now these days I'm like, I just want it to look like a natural, like healthy, like that's actually a cut in his face. You know, like see this indentation right there? That's all I'm looking to do. I'm not trying to like have like a war paint stripe down the side of my face. See, so you can kind of see a little bit here, you can see a little bit there. Beyond that, I'm not trying to do too much else on the cheek. All I'm trying to do is make sure that it's all blended out. because I think it was the Pixie Woos that said it is, if you can see someone's contour, then you've done it wrong. And I kind of like held true to that. Kind of like the same thing when it comes to makeup. Like, I want my skin to look like skin. I don't want my skin to look like it's got foundation on it, right? Maybe some skincare, maybe some sweat, maybe some inner glow, maybe some love from Jesus. I'll take all of that. But the last thing I really, really want is people to go, oh my God, your makeup is so nice. I'm like, you clocked me, didn't you? You clocked me real good. You saw all of this and you're like, bitch, that's makeup. Damn. So after that, I go in and I go under my jaw, because one of the big things for guys is like the jawline. And you actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Well, I did it to one side, so I gotta do it to both sides. What I like to do right here is I actually like to take the Anastasia powder in Mink, because it's darker and it's grayer. I always go for like really gray powders, and we do the underside of the chin to kind of really make a contrast between the rest of your face. You know, like blend away all of the sins of the holidays. Blend away the donuts that I've had this week. Shh, tell nobody. And then the one last thing that I really feel is very, very important, and I actually think I have to do it in the mirror, but I suck everything in. And you see this little part right here? I'm gonna intensify that with a little bit of contour. But basically that helps really strengthen that jawline and really kind of like make it pop, make it look like you got that strong, like, ooh, I'm a man with a lot of contour powder on his face to fool you. Ooh, you got catfished. Ooh, you think I work out? I do. You see it? You can already see the difference. You can already see the difference. Okay, so now you're officially done with the base of all of the 3 different variations of this look that I like to go for. The first one, of course, is going to be a statement lip or a stronger lip. I like to, it's just weird lip shit that I do. The second one, of course, is the crazy, like really strong contact eye. As you guys know, I don't do any like eye makeup looks whatsoever. However, I will let a contact speak for itself. And then the last little bit is when I like to go crazy with the highlighters, because highlighters are really, really, really fun. But the only thing about all of these 3 different looks together is if you put them all on your face at once, it's just too much for normal life. Like, I tried it, I did it last year, I had some fun with it, but I looked back at some older pictures and I was like, wow, that is a lot of look. So I went to actually go ahead and pare it down this year and just pick one specific focal point. So we're gonna start with the easiest thing for me to wipe off, which of course is a lip. All right, so the lip look is the one that I tend to go for when I don't really have the time to do too much. And to be honest with you, like, I gotta get up in the morning, I gotta go walk the dog, and then I gotta go stream, I gotta do the gym and all of that kind of stuff. So this tends to be the easiest to slap on. Now, if I am going to put contacts in with this look, it'll usually be like a brown contact or a gray contact, something very, very natural, because I just don't want too much look on my face. Now, what I don't do all the time, but I do occasionally, this is like one of those, oh, today's a special day, so we're gonna do it, is a lip liner. Now, every time I put on a lip liner, it's always following the natural shape of my lips. I don't do any weird draw outside the lines thing, but I'm also scared that I'm gonna fuck it up on camera, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it this way, and I hope I'm not gonna like ruin things. So right now we have the ColourPop I Love Sarahi in 951. It's their Lippie pencil. So so as you can see right there, I literally just followed the natural line. I'm like, there's like a dark line that kind of like goes around my lips, and I'm literally just kind of like filling it in. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Am I crazy? So as you can see, I held that in, I held that in, I held that in, and I know this looks wonky, but it's just because that's actually how my lip is, and this kind of covers up the little lip ring. Like, my mouth is all fucked up. Why I like to choose to draw more attention to it with the lip ring and lip gloss, I do not know. Now, the only strange thing that I will do is if you see this little area right here, I'll actually go and do a little bit I'll do a little bit of line there. It looks crazy here, but don't worry. I'm gonna put on lip gloss and it'll be hard. And you can blur it a little bit too. See? Like that. So it's not as crazy intense. But after that, I like to follow it up with the AC going on very, very loudly. Alright, so after the lip liner is applied, I like to do a little bit of this to kind of like blur the lip line just a little bit. And to further blur the lip line a little bit more, I'm going to be using Bite Beauty's French Press Lip Gloss in Dirty Chai. This like pretty much mimics the exact color of my lips. I'm gonna do part of it on here, and I do part of it in front of the mirror, because legit, Rob cannot actually see what is going on. It looks really, really dark on camera, but legitimately in real life, it just looks like my lips don't look dead. But we do that, and because of the fact that I am kind of actually really self-conscious, it really looks like I'm not good at applying lip gloss when I have like a big divot there. So what I'm gonna do, because Rob is self-conscious, is we're gonna put a little bit of that highlighter there on the top of the lip to really enforce the fact that I did not get lip gloss on the top of my mouth. That's just how my mouth is built. Okay, so now that I have taken a step back from the glare of the ring light, as you can see, the lip is looking more alive. It's looking a little bit more natural. It's not looking as like dark as it did when I was right here. Really freaking odd. But, you know, that's just kind of like how everything works. But as you can see, this is the first look, basically. Really, really natural. Out to walk the dogs, toss on a little bit of a bomber jacket, get on some sweats, and get all of that taken care of. However, this isn't the only look that we're going to be having going on today. So I went ahead and wiped off that lip in preparation for our next look. But before we move on, I did want to show you guys a couple glosses that I really liked as well. So first off, we have ColourPop's Ultra Glossy Lip in Flying Horses. This one is a little bit more sheer and a little bit cooler than Dirty Chai. It's a very, very comfortable formula and really affordable too. Moving along, we have a cult favorite. Everybody loves this one, the Fenty Gloss Bomb. I went ahead and picked this one up just because there was so much ranting and raving on the internet, and let me tell you, it is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's the sheerest out of all of them. It's got a little bit of sparkle to it though, so it's a little bit glossier, but does provide a little bit of warmth to the lip. I'm a big fan. Okay, so switching gears from statement lips into statement eyes, we're actually gonna pull a little bit of a U-turn and go back into lips. And I know that's gonna be like, Rob, we were just here, why are we coming back again? And that's because of the fact that when I do a really like bright contact lens, I like to keep everything a little bit more simple. So I will either just go with lip balm, or I will actually use a sheer matte lipstick. I know that sounds weird. This is Glossier's Generation G, and this one is in Like. And I know you're looking at this, you're like, sheer? Why is that so goddamn dark? What are you talking about, sheer? But as you can see, back of my hand is totally clean, and then I'm gonna do one quick swipe, and you can barely see it. This kind of has the effect of like a tinted lip balm, very similar to some of my favorites like the Burt's Bees in Zinnia or Pink Blossom. Both of those are very sheer and just add a little bit of color to the lip. This does the same, however, it's a little bit more matte than those. So let's go ahead and slap this on real quick. I was gonna try to do it in the viewfinder, but I realized that that wasn't gonna happen. So as you can tell right now, this kind of brings back some life to the lips. It makes it look a little less gray, but it doesn't have the insane intensity of the gloss. This just kind of kicks up the lips a little bit more without necessarily making them distracting. And the thing that I really like about these are the fact that they are buildable to like a certain extent. You're not gonna get like a full crazy coverage lip with them. However, it does let you gradually put more and more color on without letting you make too many mistakes. Cause there have been some times where I've tried things out and I've gone boop, and I'm like, oh, that's not what I meant to do at all. And number two. Shablam! Wow! So I went ahead and tossed in one of my favorites, which is the Soladika Natural Colors in Crystal. Now, I'm not 100% sure how it's reading on camera. I almost feel like it's gonna be a little bit cooler. However, in real life, it's this kind of like gray mint green, which I think pops really, really nicely off of burgundy colors. Now, when it comes down to contact selection, it's either gonna go one of two ways. Either I've got a contact in mind that I wanna wear that day, and then the rest of my outfit is gonna follow suit, or I've kind of already got an outfit going, and then I'm just gonna pick out contacts that match with it. Regardless, I always want to have a mood going on with the aesthetic. Alrighty, so taking a step back, you get kind of a better overall look at things. As you can see, we kind of put that sheer wash of color over the lips so it doesn't look too gray. And it's actually very important that we did that when we have such light eyes, because sometimes we look like we came back from the dead when we're wearing kind of like statement contacts. We like to go really light and really bright, but if we have like a gray dead lip, it looks like it's zombie time. And that's not what we want to be doing. We want to look like we're nice and healthy, but we just happen to have bright, sparkling eyes. Now, the consistent theme between each round is that Rob forgot to mention something in the previous round. So if you guys are at all curious about some of the other contacts that I really like, I'm gonna go have a link up in the top corner right there that'll lead to a playlist of all of the contact reviews that I've done so far. I'm a fan of colored contacts, and I love things that kind of say, fuck you, biology, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. So go ahead and check those out if you want to get your eye game on without, you know, actually putting on eye makeup, because that's a lot of trouble, okay? Now for my last and final trick, I may potentially ruin this entire video by putting on a statement highlighter. Now as you can see, I've already gone ahead and taken out my contacts, and that's mainly because of the fact that I really don't like the look of having like a strong, bold contact with a crazy highlighter. Maybe if I was wearing something a little bit more natural, something more subdued, then I could go for that, but having the two so close to each other, it's just a little dicey. I've seen some pictures of myself that I'm not very proud of. So as you can see, we have busted out our Dusty Z palette yet again, and all I'm gonna do at this very moment in time is just deepen up any contouring that we've done, because I find that with highlighter, it's all about kind of creating a shape to the face. So we're going in and we're chiseling things out a little bit more. You probably won't be able to tell. This lighting isn't gonna show jack shit, but at least I'll know that I did it. Okay, so I still look kind of sort of human, just a little bit more chiseled, right? So we're gonna go in with one, potentially two different highlighters. The first one is going to be Hello Halo by Wet n Wild, and this is in Halo Goodbye. So this one is a liquid highlighter. I'm actually gonna go ahead and apply this on the back of my hand, and I kind of like to smush it a little bit. I don't like applying it directly to my face. Now, when it comes to having such like glossy, glowy skin, I actually usually don't feel like I need a highlighter, but just in case I feel like I want to put it on, I feel like liquids and creams are the best way to go. Now, if my skin is a little bit more satiny, like maybe I didn't put as much hydration or moisture on there earlier that day, then maybe I'll go in with a powder, but right now this is what we're gonna use, and I don't want to chance it because I could really fuck it up. So I'm gonna do like one side off cam, and then we're gonna go ahead and do the other side. Fuck it, you know, we're just, please, Jesus, please, I'm one of your children and I love you. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tap that in right there, and you can see that beautiful glow. Oh, don't fuck it up. See, the thing is, I usually like a natural glow, but this is one of those ones that can get a little bit out of hand too soon. You probably can't see it on camera, but I can definitely see it here. Hold on. You know what? Fine. Let's just go in. Let's just go in, because Rob likes to ruin everything, doesn't he? He just likes to ruin every single gosh darn thing. So as you can see, I've got it on the back of my hands right there, and I'm prepared to make mistakes. Oh no. Okay, there you go. There it is. So I like to kind of like have that there, and then I use the other end to like make sure to blend it and distribute it just fine. That's exactly why I kind of like to put it on the back of my hand to start, so that you can kind of spread it thinly and then pick it up with your sponge. There you go. You can see You can see that. It's still fairly natural. It's not gonna be absolutely crazy. We'll go crazy with it in a second, don't worry. Believe you me, I've got some big guns. The only thing is it's competing with my own natural shine, and my own natural shine is pretty intense, but you can see the outline of that glow right there. Let's add a little bit more. The other place I put highlighter is right here in this area. Let me make sure to blend that out because for some reason the camera won't pick up the crazy amount of highlighter that I just dumped on my cheeks. But if I put one unblended portion on my brow, it's like, I got ya, I see ya, I see what you're trying to do, and we're gonna expose you. It's just like Reddit. Oh, can you see that? You can see it now, can't you? You can see a statement shine. Oh! Okay, so I did kind of promise that I would potentially show you guys two different highlighters, and I figure this is a statement, so why the hell not? And you can only kind of see this on camera a little bit, so we might as well go in. As you can see here, I have the Jeffree Star Northern Lights Supreme Frost Palette. That's what it's called. So I'm gonna actually use a little bit of Thawed Out right here, which is this pinky purple tone. Usually, if I wanted something natural, in real life I would just pat it on and then I would go ahead and blend it out. So I would basically do this. So I'd pat it on, right? You really can't see it very much. But what I would do is I just pat it. Oh, there you can see the highlight. You can see the highlight that's already there that I'm adding on top of. I'm insane. This is maybe potentially too much and a big mistake. But I would pat that on. And then I would go ahead and dust off any excess on my wrist. It's because I'm getting nervous to blend this out. And then I would go ahead and go in for the blend because highlighter always gets more intense once you blend it in. I've made a mistake. This is, okay, so what happens when your statement highlighter starts screaming louder than you do is you just gotta blend. It's not that bad. It's not that in real life. In real life, is it bad? And is it bad? It's only slightly bad. As you can see, there is a lot of shine and glorious glowing that is going on right now when going a little bit over the top. However, you know, in my own real life, I'd only probably pick one or two of those to go ahead and play around with, and I would wear them a little bit more subtly, but still statement-y. Alrighty, so as you can see, the Velcro has officially come off, which means that this video is coming to an end. So let me know down in the comments below which look you guys liked the best. Did you like the statement lip, the statement eye, or the statement highlight? As you can see, I did do it up a little bit for you guys on camera. It's not usually this crazy bright, but in this case, it does make a statement. Now, like I was saying, I really like people to see me before they see the makeup, and we just kind of pare it back a little bit and toss a little pop of something interesting in there. So leave all of your feelings down below, and as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.